What if you could put any TikTok account in here, click on this button, and magically their last videos automatically get added directly into the Airtable with the date that it's posted, the views they got, likes, comments, shares, even the description, all the way to subtitle URL, so we can get all the information that we need. This is amazing if you're a content creator and want unique ideas every day, or if you just love scraping social data to get the stats, knowing what the market actually are interested in. Today I'll be showing you how to set this up step by step of the TikTok scraper, so by the end you can set some of this up yourself completely for free. So let's get started. Step number 1, set up Airtable. So as you can see, I'm on Airtable right now, and I'm just gonna demo it a little bit here. So let's say we have Alex Hermosi. We're just gonna click on the scrape button right here. What happens then is that we trigger this automation here in the backend. This is what we're using to essentially scrape that data from TikTok. And once that is done and it's scraped, we actually get it directly into this table here, as you saw before. You can even go in here, say this one is 1.5 million views. This one was 2.3 million views. So you can actually click on this to check the TikTok itself. This was from Dylan Page here, and it's the Pope effect. So that apparently is really interesting. You also see here, this one was 10 million views. So, and here we see that the last one is popping in here as well. If you would want to scrape all of them at once, that also works because they all work independently of each other. And we can of course change the number of videos that we want all the way up to 100, even 1,000, but that is going to cost a little bit of credits that I will get to in a minute. But why are we using Airtable in comparison to Google Sheets? So if you've done Google Sheets before, it's good and all because you can store a lot of data, so it can become a database. However, you cannot use it to create buttons. But in Airtable, you can create buttons that essentially start triggering automations for you, and that is the game changer. We turn this into a dashboard or a launch pad for all our automations, which makes this into an AI trigger agent. This becomes very powerful once you know how to set it up. So let me show you how to do that. The first thing that I recommend is to go into AI Mate, our community, in the description down below. It's completely free. Just click on copy my automations and agents, scroll to the bottom and get the social scraper agent. Here you can just download the Airtable base, just duplicate it, exactly the one that I have, as well as the master make blueprint. You can duplicate the entire thing that I showed you right here. This is as easy as going in here, clicking on import blueprint, and once you've uploaded that file, the entire screen will look exactly the same as me, but there is a couple of setup steps here. I'm getting ahead of myself, so go and grab these 2 links at least, and then I'm gonna save this one, TikTok Apify actor, for later. But let's start with step number 1, how to set up the Airtable. So as you can see, all you need to do is to fill out the name of the character that you want to essentially scrape. Then you fill out the URL of their TikTok, so we can easily go in here. We can go on my For You page and start scrolling. Then we have Roxer Production here. We can click on that, copy the link, go back here, call him Roxer. Then we can select either. We select X days or recent videos. I'll select videos, then click on 5, and then it's ready to go. But we do have to set up the webhook button. If you haven't set this up before, this is the most powerful, to me at least, way of using Airtable and Make together. When you click on edit field here, what actually happens is that we send a webhook, and this is an essential thing you need if you are doing any sort of automation. As you can see, we're sending this link here, which triggers the entire webhook. As you can see, this is the webhook. So if you were to set this up right now, all you need to do is to create a new custom webhook by adding a module. Click on webhooks. And because I have other trigger automation right here, I can select the actual one that I want. It would say something like custom webhook. Once you've set that one up, you just have to click on add. Let me just do this again. I'll select TikTok and I'll select May 14. It's nice with that naming. I would click on save, and then you have your new webhook. For this, just copy the address to clipboard, go back to Social Scraper again, then select the entire thing up to the question mark. And here I'm gonna go paste, as you can see, but I'm gonna revert that back again now because I'm gonna use the previous webhook that I've already set up. But basically, once you pasted it and saved it, this webhook is now yours. And you'll be able to send all the information we want, like the name, the URL, what to scrape, and the number of days. So let's save it once again. And the Airtable is now set up, as well as the webhook. So if you've gotten this far, you've actually almost set up the entire thing. But let's go to step number 2, Apify. So as you can see, what happens with all these scrapers, including the TikTok one that is right here, we send that to an Apify scraper. And if you don't know what Apify is one of the best places that you can start scraping online data. If you want to scrape anything, they pretty much have it right here. If I click on all actors and I see the most relevant ones, you can see TikTok scraper is at the top, LinkedIn, Instagram scraper, even contact details, Google Maps, Facebook post scraper. Yeah, you can really scrape anything that you want. But we are going to use this TikTok profile scraper by Clockworks that looks like this. This costs $4 for 1,000 videos. And if you have a free plan, you get free $5 every single month, which I haven't actually gotten to the cap of yet. And I don't think that you will get to the cap there as well, unless you do an extreme amount of scraping. But the most important thing you need to do in this page is click on create a task in the top right. Here, just name it something to make it easy to identify. So I'll do TikTok, May 14, because this is what we're going to be looking for later in another step. So just click on continue here, and it should create that actor and the task, and once that is set up, everything is ready to go. Just make sure that you copy the exact settings that we have right here. You might also see that there are some additional options that you might want, like include thumbnails, subtitles, even the videos itself. You can download it instantly, which is really, really cool. But once we've set that up, you are now finished with setting up the scraper essentially. And the last step is make.com. Why make is important is because you can automate everything for you with a click of a button, like I told you. This one triggers the automation inside of Airtable, so you never have to go into make.com and click run once and stuff like that. These modules here, they scrape whether it's the last days or if it's the last posts. This one is for the last days. So if you want to scroll back, 30 days, you can get all the videos from that. Or this one is the last posts. I'm pretty much the most favorite about last posts, but I know that many people have different needs. And if you want to scrape just every month, that is perfectly fine, and some people do that. But what can we do here to set it up? The first thing you need to know is that this trigger here goes to our YouTube scraper. This one goes to X. This one goes to IG, LinkedIn, and newsletters. So if you don't want to set up everything, all you need to do is to unlink it. Just unlink this one, and link basically everything besides the TikTok scraper. And now you have only this. The next step then becomes to set up the Apify scraper. All you need to do is to make sure that you have connected your Apify basically account, and then we go to the task. Did you remember that I told you to name it something? Well, here we can just search for TikTok, and the one that we had was TikTok May 14. So that's the one I'm going to select. On the input JSON overrides, I recommend that you take a screenshot of this and put it into ChatGPT to write out everything for you. Once you've done that, all you need to do is to change the URL and change the number of days. If you've copied it from the blueprint that is inside of Apify or inside of our school AI Mate, you don't really have to do anything here besides click on save. But this one, as you can see, number of days is connected with the webhook that is this number. So the last 12 days or the last 20 videos, or this one we're setting up the days one, so the last 20 days. This is what the data is giving us here. The URL as well is the URL that we have right here. Pretty self-explanatory, but once that is set up, you really are on to the next step here, which is to get dataset items. Here as well, just make sure you have your Apify connection. Everything stays the same if you've copied the blueprint, but all we get here is the default dataset ID. That is going to help us get that data once it's already ran and it's finished. We get that data with this module here. Lastly, we create a record. Here it's important that you select the base that you have copied from AI Mate. Again, when you duplicate it, just name it something so you are you can easily find it. And then all this data here is really easy to add in. It's the play count, it's the dig count, which is the likes, I believe, the comment count, collect count, and a bunch of things like that. There are more things here that you can add, like the subtitle link and stuff like that, but so far so good. So now we pretty much set up the first scraper to scrape a recent days, or the days one. For this one, we can scrape the videos, and if you understand it by now, all we need to do is to change the connection to art connection. Click on TT here, select the one that we have, May 14. Click on that, make sure that everything here is the same, and make sure you also have the run synchronously as well, because that is going to allow us to, when it's finished, it's going to run the next automation. So if you have this on no, it's not going to work. Click on save here and click on dataset items. Again, here, all you need to do is to change the Apify connection. Make sure to have the default dataset ID. Here as well in the Airtable, the only thing you have to do is to change the base. If you have duplicated it from the ones that we have, make sure you have your connection set up and that is ready to go. Now, what happens if we just click on the immediately as data arrives is that this is going to work every single time, and you don't have to fix the automation again. You don't have to go into make.com and click on run once, which I did in the past when I started automation. So basically it's finished. We're just going to click on save here. We're going to go out of it, and then we're going to turn it on. So if this is your account, it would be turned off here in the top, but make sure that it's turned on. Now, this is like your little automation working in the back end, like a tiny robot that you're just like, hey, can you do stuff for me? And it's going to do it. And the way that we tell it to do something is to obviously go back to the social scraper. Again, we have 5 recent videos here. I'm going to click this button. Then in the top, you will see that it's going to run through the automation and it's going to find the exact automation that it wants to do. It's going to take a little bit of time because it takes obviously a little time for the actor to scrape on TikTok, but it's always less than around 30 seconds, about a minute to 30 seconds. Some scrapers are faster, some are slower. And once that's done, again, we're going to get the dataset items. Then that is going to send it to Airtable. I'm just gonna wait here. And there we go, it is starting to run. So I'll jump back again and we got the last 5. Here you can see this one was quite viral with 6.3 million views. So we can take a look at that. See, I don't know who this guy is, but apparently the kids like him, huh? So you've now set up everything from make to the webhook, to the Apify scraper, to the make.com automation, and you have everything set up ready to scrape completely for free. And if you need more help, I highly recommend going to our AI Mate community. This is for people that want to make agents and automations that do work for them. I have created a bunch of automations that you can start copying and pasting right now. And we have gotten some great results for the people in the community. There's a live call every Monday where you can talk to me and the mates. And of course, if you run into any problems, you can always ask questions in the group and it's gonna get answered within 24 hours. We'll happily jump on a call as well to help you set this up right away. So if you want to set up the social scraper right now, just go into Copy My Automations, scroll to the bottom, find the social scraper agent, and here you also have a video on how to set up the full thing with all the scrapers for all of social media. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.